Now, yesterday, the Nio Stock finished down 0.4%, which resulted in the shares of Nio to finish the day trading at just around $10 per stock, a little bit above $10 per stock, which is something that is not good. I mean, for this week or the whole of this week, Nio fell down by over 4.6%, and year to date, Nio has only went up around 4.2%. Now, this whole situation, ladies and gents, it is making a lot of retail investors or those that are investing into Nio to not understand exactly what is happening, because this is a company that we have been seeing their fundamentals growing, but yet the share price or the stock price of this company is not moving at all. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we saw this company going to $16 per stock, which was something that brought a relief to those that are investing onto the Nio stock. I mean, so many of the people were really excited. I mean, even the technical guys were throwing a lot of course, charts out there showing that this rally or that rally that we're seeing on the Nio stock, it could even go to as much as over $20 per stock, which was just so amazing to see us fundamental guys and technical guys agreeing on the one thing, and that is Nio was aiming or was going towards the $20 mark. And ladies and gents, what we saw even today still shocks me, because, ladies and gents, this is a company that recently we've been seeing their fundamentals growing. I mean, this is a company that on a monthly basis we are seeing it delivering around 20,000 vehicles, which that I think it should count, because you will know that a couple of months ago or around Q1, Q2, a lot of people were saying, or a lot of investors were saying, the only time that Nio stock will move is when they deliver or start delivering around 20,000 vehicles, which is the exact same thing that we are seeing them do recently. I mean, for the month of July, August, the average deliveries for those 2 months are around 20,000. Which is why it is so shocking to see Nio still trading at $10, because this is something that is not good. But nonetheless, it makes me, or it's making some of the or most of the investors that are really investing or have been investing onto this stock for quite some time to not lose hope onto this stock, because we know for a fact that fundamentals are proving. It's just that the share price of the stock remains to be stagnant around $10 per stock, which we hope to see it improve. Now, before we dig deep into this video, you know that this video is just an entertainment video, not a professional financial advice video, and I would appreciate if you can just hit the like button if you do, or if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about the Nio stock finishing the day at $10.04, which is something that of course is not good, or it's not something that we expected, especially knowing very well that Nio, as I've said, on average on a month to month in Q3 they are delivering around 20,000 vehicles. So if you are liking this video or this content, hit the like button, because on this channel Nio is one of the stocks that I discuss a lot, because I don't only just talk about this stock, but this is a stock that also seriously dominates my stock market portfolio. I mean, I started buying Nio back in 2020 or June, July back in 2020, and I've never been, of course, bearish onto this stock. I've always been bullish, though there were some cases or some instances where we saw Nio, of course, failing us in terms of delivering good deliveries or in terms of producing good deliveries, but nonetheless that is past us. And now, as I've said, we are seeing Nio, ladies and gents, trading at $10 per stock. Now, let me remind you that this is the very same stock that back in 2020, or back beginning of 2021 rather, we saw this stock going to hit an all-time high of $66.99. And you will know, or those of you that have been investing onto Nio, you will know that back in Q3 of 2020, Nio was only delivering around 12,000 deliveries on a quarter. I think Q4 they delivered almost 20,000 on a quarter. And now the very same Q3, ladies and gents, Nio will be delivering around 60,000, and Q4 chances are we might see Nio delivering 90,000 vehicles on a month to month, but yet the share price, it is still at $10, whereas that time Q3 Q4 of 2020 we saw Nio share price trading at $40 during those times, which obviously, yeah, I know some of you might say that, well, the rally was taking place all over, although it was not only Nio that was rallying during that time, but it was other stocks. But those other stocks, if you check at the fundamentals, I mean, check at stocks like or at EV stocks like Lucid. Check at EV stocks like Rivian. You will notice that, of course, the kind of growth in share price that those stocks have seen is not really comparable to the kind of growth we are seeing onto Nio. I mean, even if you are to go to the Chinese stocks themselves, if you see the kind of PS ratios that both XPeng, Liodo are trading at, it is not the same PS ratio that Nio is currently trading at, because Nio's PS ratio is just over 2, whereas of course XPeng, Liodo, they have got a PS ratio I think of over 5, which is something that is, yeah, just quite surprising why we're seeing Nio being the only stock that is being punished, which personally, like I said, I believe that in the long term we'll get to see, or in the near future we'll get to see Nio finishing or doing really well in terms of the share price. I know there are some technical guys that are indicating or have indicated that they still believe that before this year ends, Nio will be trading over $20 per stock, which if that happens, then that will excite a lot of retail investors or those that are investing onto the Nio stock. I know that, ladies and gents, it is quite frustrating, but yeah, we soldier on, because the very first day I started buying this Nio stock, I was in it for the long term, and I believe that one way or the other, this is the company that will do very well in the longer term, because not only are we seeing the fundamentals of Nio improving at the moment, or Nio delivering 20,000 on a month to month, but we are all going to continue seeing Nio delivering more and more vehicles in the coming months, in the coming years, especially in 2024 when they introduce or when they start selling their sub brand, namely. So the fundamentals of Nio continue growing, but the share price continues to be stagnant at $10. This is something that, of course, it is not good. Some are saying, especially onto the video I did yesterday, some are saying it's because it is a Chinese stock. Some are saying, ladies and gents, it is because Nio is not yet profitable, but we can't talk of profitability, because there are companies like XPeng that, ladies and gents, like I said, they are trading at a better position or at a better place comparing to Nio, especially when you compare their PS ratio against that which Nio is currently trading at. So I know Nio is not yet profitable, which profitability we know is coming in 2024, but I personally believe that Nio should be trading around $20 per stock, especially looking at the fact that they have been quite consistent for the past 2 months in delivering an average of around 20,000 vehicles. So what am I doing with my Nio stock? Well, I'm going to continue holding and load the boat whenever I can onto this stock, because like I said, I believe in their fundamentals and their future prospects, and I believe that in the long term, or at some point in time, the market will adjust and put Nio where it's supposed to trade at in terms of the share price, which that will make those that are persevering throughout this whole stock price headwinds to really be excited at the time when we see Nio trading once again at that all-time high of $66.99. Well, I don't know when Nio will get to that, but chances are very high that probably next year or two we could see Nio heading back to that $66.99, because the fundamentals of Nio, like I said, they continue growing. I mean, this is a stock that this year we could see them selling over 200,000 vehicles, which will be so amazing, because that is exactly what the CEO said they will do, or they would do for this year, and that was back in December of 2022. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy Nio for the very first time, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence, as this stock can be quite volatile, and it requires you to have done your due diligence so that you don't get to panic sell, because this is a company that continues to grow fundamentally, and I personally believe that those that persevere throughout these times are going to be rewarded. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.